Aversion. What happens when the ascendant or midheaven is averse? What is aversion? In modern astrology, aversion is related to the semi-sextile and quincunx aspect. In traditional astrology, it is known as sight blindness. Planets are said to have 7 sight rays, which see ahead and perceive behind. One ray cast to the opposing sign, then there are a pair of trines, squares, and sextiles. A planet in the same sign is co-present. This leaves 4 signs that are averse, which are the neighboring signs and the neighboring signs to the opposition. Planet emits and receives rays like a prism or rainbow. These signs are said to be turned away. Since these signs are turned away, they cannot see each other and are therefore unaware of what the other is doing. It compares to staying in a foreign home while having no way of contacting the owner for assistance. These signs have nothing in common. They have different polarities, elements, and modes. This makes conversation close to impossible without mitigating factors like engirdling, antitia, and equal ascension. The lack of aspect is like the 12th house, hidden from our conscious awareness. Because oftentimes it's better to have an argument or disagreement in an opposition or square aspect than no conversation at all in an aversion. The houses averse to the ascendant are the 2nd, 6th, 8th, and 12th. When the ascendant ruler is in the 2nd house, the individual could have trouble seeing their worth. This could also be someone who is unaware of their privilege or lack of privilege in their life. Whitney Houston has a Pisces ascendant with Jupiter in the 2nd in Aries. This aversion is mitigated by like ascension. Whitney had a very prominent acting and singing career, earning her many awards. Music was second nature to her, coming from a musical family. Her mother was a backup singer and her father was her manager. She was also cousins with Dionne Warwick. This situation gave Whitney the support she needed. When the ascendant ruler is in the 6th house, there could be issues with illness. This could also be someone who plays a subordinate role in their daily routine. These people identify through their occupation in a life of service. Albert Einstein has a Cancer ascendant with his moon in Sagittarius in the 6th. His aversion is also mitigated through like ascension. Einstein's identity was through his work. With his occupation as a physicist, he discovered the theory of relativity, also known as E equals mc squared. This changed how we see the world. When the ascendant ruler is in the 8th, the person could rely on others' resources to support themselves. This person could rely on their parents, spouse, or on the government to provide for them. This could be the person that bounces from couch to couch, sleeping at their friends, feeling like their friends are lucky to have them. Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh has a Gemini ascendant with Mercury in Capricorn. His aversion is also mitigated by like ascension. Bhagwan was an Indian guru, well educated in philosophy, religion, and psychology. He wrote many books and inspired a huge following. These followers gave their money and time to build their compound. This afforded Bhagwan a very wealthy lifestyle, even owning several Rolls Royces which he would drive through the compound to receive the praise of his followers. When the ascendant ruler is in the 12th house, the individual could be unaware how they appear to others. This person could be their own worst enemy, engaging in self-sabotage. They could carry secrets they hide from others while others can see. Henry VIII has his ascendant in Virgo with Mercury and Leo in the 12th house. Henry does not have any mitigating conditions, and it shows. From the time he was 10, he was destined to become king. At the age of 18, he became the king and ruled for 38 years. In this time, he was known for his anger and rash actions. He attacked monasteries, killing the monks and taking their wealth. He is also known for his many marriages and affairs. There were a couple times over his dissatisfaction with his wives, either for not bearing him a son or living up to his standards, that he had them executed. He is known for expressing his worst qualities, and children still sing songs ridiculing him. Aversion to the midheaven. The midheaven has to do with the individual's reputation. In whole sign houses, the midheaven degree can be in any of the signs above the horizon. For time's sake, we will examine the midheaven in the 10th house. The averse houses to the 10th are the 9th, 11th, 3rd, and 5th. When the midheaven ruler is in the 3rd, the individual's reputation could be influenced by their siblings. Their reputation could follow them through their early school days. They may have a reputation in their neighborhood. Oscar de la Hoya has his midheaven in Capricorn with Saturn and Gemini in the 3rd. Oscar's aversion is mitigated by like ascension. Oscar is a professional boxer who came from a family of boxers, including his brother. His brother offered him great support. Though he grew up in a rough neighborhood, his reputation as a boxer awarded him respect. He is said to have never been in a street fight. In 1992, just out of high school, Oscar won the gold medal in the Olympics, earning him the title the Golden Boy. When the midheaven ruler is in the 5th house, the person could be known for their children or be known because of their children. It could also be someone who is known for their risk-taking behavior. David Koresh has his midheaven in Cancer with his moon in Aquarius in the 5th. David does not have any mitigating conditions. Koresh was a psychopathic cult leader who believed he was a Christ figure. Convincing his followers of this, they built a compound where Koresh was treated as a god. Koresh was the only man in the compound allowed to have sex. He had access to women while husbands and wives were kept separate. He preferred girls as young as 11 or 12 and is believed to have had fathered children with some of these girls. In April of 1993, the FBI raid on the compound at Waco left Koresh and 90 followers dead. When the midheaven ruler is in the 9th, the individual could gain a reputation through something they believe in. This person can also be known as a foreigner or known for traveling to foreign places. Jenny McCarthy has her midheaven in Scorpio with Mars and Libra in the 9th. She does not have mitigating conditions for her aversion. Jenny began her career as a nude model for Playboy magazine. She then took her fame and made an acting career for herself. She later wrote parenting books and took part in promoting research into environmental factors and their effects on medical conditions. She claims vaccines cause autism and is known as the nation's most prominent purveyor of anti-vaxxer ideology. When the midheaven ruler is in the 11th, the person could gain a reputation through their friendships. They could also be known for the groups they belong to in the community they participate in. This would include how they identify politically. Frida Kahlo has her midheaven in Taurus with Venus and Gemini in the 11th. Frida does not have a mitigating condition. Frida had a physically painful, very emotional life filled with issues of feminine identity and society. She expressed this through her art. She was married, but during this time, she and her husband had many affairs. Her affairs were with men and women in the art community. She was also active in politics of the Communist Party. In conclusion, it seems that mitigating conditions are quite helpful in bringing positive results from aversions, especially those of like ascension, which occur in 4 of 8 of these examples. Of course, this is a small sample and requires more research.